Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for another vlog. We are sitting here where I usually film, just at a different angle. I still have my clear acrylic storage back there. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet for storage, but we're still going through all of the other stuff that's in here to really figure out how much space I've got. But I'm loving this new space, so thanks so much for the feedback. Also, we are going to do some interesting things in this vlog. If you haven't been here before, this vlog format is more casual. We're doing some wear tests, nighttime skin routine. I'm actually going to go to a store. I have not been to a store other than a grocery store since March. So we need to go to West Elm and pick up some dishes and also some, like, what do you call it? Cutlery. Is that right? Like utensils. That's right, utensils. Because since we are eating at home so much, we go through our plates and our utensils so quickly. And plus I like to make sure that the dishwasher is loaded up as full as possible before we run it in terms of conserving energy and water and all that fun stuff. So by the time that happens, we're usually out and we have no dishes or utensils to eat with until the dishwasher is done. So we thought we'd go there, and plus I think they have a little sale going on. So we're gonna do that. And this wear test, I do have the Chanel foundation. I'm gonna insert some images because I have it in the other room. I've got that on, so we're gonna wear test that because that's like a 12-hour, I think, claim on that one. We've got the La Prairie under here. I have not powdered. So we're doing a wear test on that. We're doing a wear test on the Charlotte Tilbury mascara, the Pillow Talk, which actually works out really nicely for me. I like it. Also, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Sophisticate palette with the Feline Flick in the brown color, which I like because it's more casual. And then I've got Brun Agape eyeliner in the waterline, espresso in the tightline area, and anything else? I use the Chanel powder to set, and then of course I've got Hourglass Ghost palette to help fix some things. I've got the Tom Ford blush in Inhibition. And then, oh, I have the Chanel lip color, the new one of the new ones in pink, one of the pink ones. Oh, I'm just gonna have to list everything below. And then, so we're gonna wear test that too. I've been really impressed. I've been kind of just casually wear testing. And also I did spray this on, the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Except I read that you should spray it before makeup, and I didn't do that. I just sprayed it after. But I thought with the whole mask thing that I'm putting on today that it would help to spray that. I can do another 12-hour test with none of the extra like setting things, but I feel like with the whole mask thing, I just need more. So we can do a 12-hour test to just the foundation itself. So I'd be happy to do that. So we'll see how it goes today. I mean, we'll see. I also need to get to your kind comments. I really do have the intent to reply to every single comment. I just get overwhelmed sometimes and the timing isn't right. Like I don't have time right away to respond, but I do see them, and thank you so much for leaving them. So I'm going to do that today and get through as many as I can today. But I do read them all if I don't get to them immediately. So just know that I do intend, and it doesn't always happen, but it is my intent. Because I do know it takes time to leave a comment. I mean, it'd be so easy just to watch a video and not leave one. So I do appreciate that extra effort that you make to leave them. So let's go ahead and get to some of those comments, and then I will see you later in the day. And I've had this makeup on for 2 hours already, so we can kind of see. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 12 hours because usually right when I come back from being out at something like the grocery store, I take a shower right away, wash my hair, everything. Did I say we're doing nighttime routine? We're doing nighttime skincare routine as well, because I know I've had questions about that. And let's just see what else we get up to, because I'm not quite sure. So let's at least get to some of those comments. Hello from an 8-hour check-in. So it's been 8 hours since initial application. I haven't touched anything up. I have taken a little nap, so I slept on this side. You can see maybe a little concealer, but even the mascara, like, it looks pretty good for not having been like wiped away under my eyes at all. My skin has been getting really like flaky in the afternoons. So I think it's just like the turnover of my skin. It happens every once in a while. So you can see close. So I think you can see it's not emphasizing the flaking, which is nice. Mascara is in pretty good condition. So far I'm impressed it's not smudging or anything, especially after that nap. And then the lip color looks really good. I've eaten twice. I had 2 pieces. It was like homemade whole wheat honey bread. I didn't make it, but that's what I had. I had it toasted with butter, so there was definitely some oil there. And then I also just ate a couple quesadillas with some avocado, and it looks really, really good. It's just a little dry, so I'm gonna take the lip product and I'm just going to apply the gloss part on. But the color looks really nice. So far, all of this is doing quite well. Now we're gonna go outside. It is very hot this weekend, very hot. So we're gonna test this in the heat. I'm going to exit the car. I'm going to wear a mask, and then we'll check in and see how it is looking. Yeah, those kind are better. I like that better than that. Oh, I don't know. I don't really love either of those. Someone's car shopping. No, there's too much going on with that wheel. We are headed to West Elm, but driving through a car lot. Let's take a look at the makeup while someone's looking at a car. Ooh, I'm shiny. So, and plus these glasses leave a marking on my face. I mean, yeah, it's very skin-like. The finish, I was looking at it in the bathroom before we left, and I was noticing like it doesn't feel like makeup on the skin. It just feels like skin, which is of course what I like. But my skin is so dry. We are at West Elm, put on masks, and hopefully find what we're looking for on sale. For how hot it is, but definitely melting a bit. So we did not have luck at West Elm. They didn't have what we wanted. They had like a few samples of what we wanted, but it was good to see because I think we'll get the Kanto, K-A-N-T-O. They're like ceramic looking plates, and then the gold hardware. Silverware? Utensils, yeah. So I think that we'll order them online, and then I can get a better discount when I order them all together. We may have gone by to pick up some food. That means I don't have to cook. Yay! Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, for this heat. But you can definitely see the concealer is wiped off. So let's take a close look. It's been about 11 hours. So we've almost made it to 12-hour mark, but I do want to just shower so I can relax now. But we did pick up dinner. So excited about that. Yeah, so we got some coconut shrimp and we're gonna share a hamburger. So here it is. Let's take a close look. That mascara actually didn't do so bad. I mean, I don't see much down here. I can't really see in the viewfinder. I have to look closely. Let's take a look at the concealer as well. And then the foundation. I mean, the foundation looks like skin. Maybe it was more my concealer that had a problem then, because the rest of it actually looks okay, doesn't it? I think it looks okay. I'm gonna take a look here really quick. Given the heat and the amount of time I wore this, it looks really, really good. I mean, I don't see anything really clumping up. Just like I said, the concealer kind of moved, but other than that, the foundation itself, I think looks really nice, and so does the concealer, and so does the mascara, and so does the lip. That lip is really nice. I mean, usually you'll see lots of like gaps between the color, and I just refreshed the gloss the one time. And I haven't done anything with it since I haven't eaten since we've been out, but just had some water. But yeah, looking really nice. So we'll tomorrow or the next day, or oh no, we're gonna do my skincare. So let me just take a shower, I'll eat, and then we'll do some skincare. Okay, freshly showered. Why is that so close? No, we don't need to be this close. Freshly showered. I've gone in with my instant cleansing balm to remove my makeup. I always do this first, and then I go in with my Peter Thomas Roth. this anti-aging cleansing gel. Then I'm going to go in with eyes. So I've got the Chantecaille Nano Gold Energizing Eye Serum. And this is the one that I said goes on much smoother after you've had this for, at least for me, for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. It finally got kind of worn in a little, I think. So it's much more smooth going on now. Next up, we've got the Chantecaille. This is the Stress Repair Concentrate. And I have the little applicator for it. I did mention that I was using this in lieu of my Bobbi Brown. However, after using this for a while and my skin being really dry these days, I am using this at night as well. So this kind of like seals everything in. So it is the Bobbi Brown Extra Repair Eye Cream. And I kind of put on pretty generously. It's almost a mask for my eyes, and I will bring it above this area just because everything is very dry. Now we're going to go in with a new step it's fairly new, like maybe a couple weeks or so. And I was sent this by skinstore.com. So thank you, skinstore.com. They sent this to me complimentary. This is a Nuface device. As you know, I don't do anything invasive to my skin. Yeah, at this point I haven't done anything to it, but I do like to try topical things. Very generous. They just said, go ahead, pick out one of the beauty tools that you want to try. We'll send it to you. I know it has a microcurrent technology. Just make sure to consult your physician because this does involve microcurrents. So if you have any questions, you're going to want to touch base with them. There are some precautions that you'll need to be aware of, so I would read up on it as well. They have plenty of information on their website, but I will leave everything below so you can check it out. This device, though, it does 4 things. Let me see. I'm just going to look it up because I want to make sure I say it correctly. So this tones by helping the appearance of sagging or crepey skin. It firms by improving skin strength. It contours by helping to improve the definition of facial features. And it smooths by improving the look of fine lines, wrinkles, and dimples. I'm gonna go in with this gel primer. It came with this tool. So it says you can leave it on, but I'll show you what I do with it in a little bit. It's like a gel formula. And then you just rub it on the areas. And I go in sections because my skin is nice and dry these days. So by the time I get to a certain spot, it will have absorbed already. So I turned it on. You can control the strength. So I like it medium strength, and you can hear it beeping. So what you do is you go in upward motions like this until it beeps. And then that tells you when it's time to move on. So it is really a slow kind of movement. Some people see results immediately. It is cumulative as well. Now they suggest 5 times a week for the first 60 days, and then after that 2 to 3 times a week, I believe. So that is about after 2.5 minutes. So I think you can see a little bit more contouring here than here. So I'm gonna do the other side, but I do half of my face at a time, just so, again, it absorbs quite quickly, the gel on me, depending on your skin type. Right now, like I said, I'm dry, so it's absorbing quickly. So skinstore.com is offering you a 25% off with the code GRACE. So if you wanted to try this, it applies to this tool. It also applies to other items, but there are also some exclusions, so just be aware, but it will apply to many things on the site. So, okay, so that's after about 5 minutes on both sides of my face at this point. So I would like to get some lifting here at my age. Some lifting would be good. So I'm very happy to try this out and let you know over time how it works. Just want to show you really quickly. It's very simple, just on. And this is how you decrease or increase based on what you're comfortable with. So again, I like mine at half. And then you just turn it off like this. And then there's a charger base for it. But I thought it was a really kind offer to let me try this because I've been really curious about this specific device. I've seen it and just always wondered about it, so I'm glad I get to try it. But if you wanted to try it from skinstore.com, the code GRACE gets you 25% off this particular tool as well as many other items. So just go and check it out if you're interested. And of course, I will update you on the long-term effects of it. They said you can let this absorb into the skin, but I like to just tone anyway, so I've got Tonique Comfort. So I go in with this, the Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. I've been using it since I got it, so what's that, like a couple months maybe now? And I use it day and night, and I just take some like this and I pat it onto my, just my discolored areas. So the front here, right above my upper lip, and then forehead. So 1, 2, 3, and then really just here. I just make sure it's completely absorbed before I go in with my next step. Then I'm still doing half and half with the Clé de Peau Concentrated Brightening Serum, and then also the Brightening Essence by Chantecaille. So these are side by side. Still going to continue using them like that. The update though is that they both perform very much the same. So I feel like my discoloration has gotten so much better. If you've been here for several years, you know these used to really be prominent. Next, Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner, more brightening. And then after that, usually I'll let that soak in for like, I don't know, good half an hour to an hour before. Usually I would be going, usually I'd be going in with this tretinoin cream 0.05. This is by prescription from my physician. So I think anything that requires a prescription, it's good to get one, because a consultation with a doctor is always, I think, a good thing to do. The Biolifting Oil-Free Fluid by Chantecaille. It says a supercharged treatment rich in powerful combination of plant, stem cell extracts and peptides that visibly lift, reshape, and plump skin's appearance. It says designed for skin with oily tendencies. So normally I would just stop here, but since my skin is like, I don't know what it's doing, it's very dry, I'm using this Clé de Peau Le Creme, very nice and emollient, and my skin seems to really like this. So I like to have different skincare on hand for however my skin is deciding to behave. This is by prescription Latisse. There are some things that go along in terms of side effects with Latisse, so make sure you do consult a physician before you start this and with a prescription. And then Grand Brow for the brows. And I think this is really having a nice effect on my brows. They're really nice and kind of filled in now. They were very sparse for a while. Okay, and that is it for my nighttime skincare routine, so I'll see you tomorrow. Yummy. Good morning from another day. We are doing wear tests again, but I've got some side-by-sides on. I actually have half of my face with different products than this side of my face. At least 4 products are different. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute, but it's been about 2 hours. I always check in like 2 hours since I've applied makeup. So I applied it a little bit before 8 a.m. this morning. And I have on 2 foundations because one of you, very astute, recognized that the new Chanel foundation, this one, is very similar to something else. So I have 2 on. So I have this on one side, the Chanel, why do people do this every time they hold something up? I'm just gonna hold it still. This is the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow foundation, the new one. And I also have on the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. And this is the one that I think someone said Tom Ford, but I think this is the one you were talking about. So I do have both of them on. So I'm going to let you see if you can figure out which one is which, because I think they look so similar. Then I'm also doing a side-by-side wear test on this, the La Prairie concealer under the eyes, one of my eyes. And I also have this one. Oh, focus. I also have this Sisley under one of my eyes. And they are both unpowdered. Oh, we're having such a hard time focusing today. So let's see if you can figure out which is which. I have Clé de Peau concealer really lightly on the center of my face. So if you see some darkness showing through, that's why. I don't really go that perfect when I'm at home. I just do enough so it's not standing out so much. I did not finish with the Charlotte Tilbury spray today though. I did use the Gucci powder to set, and also of course some of the Chantecaille Blur powder to set. And then I have, again, Sophisticate palette with the brown Feline Flick. And then I also have on the Charlotte Tilbury mascara again. Also, I have on two different lips. Not two different, I put them together. So I've got Endless Pink and also Timeless Beige on my lips. I wanted to just mix them together and see how it went. So I've got that as a combination as well, in case you wanted a little bit more pink to the beige. I kind of mixed them and it worked. I have more beige in the center though. Oh, I never told you which was which. Okay, so this side is Chanel. And this side is a Tom Ford. I have, by the way, my Chanel is in BD 51. And then Tom Ford is in 6.5 Sable. The La Prairie is over here on this side. Sizzly on this side. So that's what we're watching today. We're wear testing and we're also comparing. So we're gonna see what the wear is like, because I thought we don't need to cover my whole face in the Chanel to kind of get an idea. And plus I thought that was a really good point to talk about this as well, because the price points are different in case you were interested in either one of those. The price points are very different on these two. So I wanted to do a side-by-side. So let's look really closely. So I didn't set today with that spray and I'm getting a little bit more transfer of the mascara. I wonder if that setting spray helped, because I didn't get any yesterday. So we'll also watch that. But we'll check in a little bit and see how it's going. Checking in at 8.5 hours, and as I've been watching this, I think that, oh, where did I put it? This right here, I think that this really makes a difference, because I didn't have any of this smudging of the mascara yesterday. So again, I didn't powder under there, so that might have something to do with it, but I didn't powder underneath when I did the test outside, when we were out and about. And then I noticed there's a little bit of movement here with the concealer. I mean, we're not testing that, but I think the under eye concealers look pretty good. But yeah, that mascara is moving around. Lip color looks really nice as well. So let's go ahead and look at swatches between the Tom Ford, the Chanel foundations, and then also the concealers. I think there are 40 shades in the Tom Ford and 35 in the Chanel. So their ranges are kind of similar. The one on the far left, I'll have to put a little arrow or something because I can't hold this and point at the same time, is the Tom Ford. And the one on the right is the Chanel. So you can see there's a difference in the shade. Chanel has more like an olivey tone to it, the BD 51. But if you look closely at the texture, they look very, very similar in terms of their weight. And then over here on the left-hand side, we've got the La Prairie, and on the right-hand side, you've got the Sizzly. So that's the difference between 4 in La Prairie and 4 in Sizzly. There's a big difference. But their consistencies also seem very similar, although I have to say Sizzly seems a little bit thicker, but not by much. They're both very creamy. Final check-in of the day at 12 hours of wear. I have some conclusions based on what I'm noticing. So I'm noticing, wow, there's so much more transfer with the mascara. So I think that the foundation, not the foundation, the spray, the setting spray makes a big difference in terms of the wear. So I didn't wear any face covering today, but yesterday when we did the other wear test, I did. And I really think that helped keep things in place, because I think you could see when I took off the face covering, there were indentations. You could tell I was wearing one, but you couldn't see that there was makeup rubbed off specifically in that area. So it wore pretty evenly. I think that the setting spray, I don't know if it's supposed to impact the mascara, but I definitely have more transfer here today than I did yesterday with the setting spray. As for the foundations, they are very comparable. So I think it comes down to price point and shade match, because I know if I can't find a shade, then I will pass on something. They both offer quite a few different shades, but sometimes that can still be challenging even if they have many shades. So that might be something that will determine which one you would like. I think there's a maybe, I'd have to check, look below for the price difference because I can't recall, but I know the Tom Ford costs more. The concealers are comparable as well, and I think that again comes down to a price point and also shade match. I think you could see how far off the two were in terms of the shade, so I think that was kind of an interesting thing to note. But in terms of performance, very similar. I'd like to revisit more in depth the difference between the two, but at least you can see the performance. I'd like to look at the claims as well. And so yeah, so again, foundations comparable. So they pretty much perform the same. Concealers comparable. They pretty much perform the same. I just think the Sisley is just a bit thicker than the La Prairie. And what else can I say? So we've talked about concealer, foundation, setting spray making a difference. And again, just here is the mascara. So I hope that was helpful for you if you were considering any of those. I think it's always interesting to see something in terms of the long wear. Again, this was 12 hours inside, no face covering. Yesterday was with face covering plus the Charlotte Tilbury, so the setting spray, that is. So I hope that was, again, helpful. This lipstick, by the way, one more last thing. I am so amazed with this lipstick. I think it's perfect for face coverings. I should have shown you the inside of mine because there was no lipstick on the inside. There was just some makeup, but it's just performed so well. So it's perfect for this time, I think, in terms of keeping that lipstick in place. And I've eaten and had plenty to drink in terms of water and tea all day long. I think I'm the last person to discover the lip product, but I think I will be purchasing more colors. So I'm gonna look closely and pick up a few more. But that's it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks.